I'm Giorgio De Pasquale from Politecnico di Torino, and I introduced this talk about fatigue analysis for lattice structures. So, as you know, probably this kind of structures has large diffusion in the last years due to new manufacturing technologies, and they are starting to be used also in structural applications like sandwich structures, lightweight applications, and so on. And so we need to increase our ability to simulate and predict the fatigue failure modes in order to provide more reliable design solutions. So this work starts from the main limitations of current state of the art in this field, because lattice structures has high geometrical complexity that increases the computational time and heaviness. And so we need to develop some compact models to predict the failure mode and the lifetime under fatigue of our structures. So we propose this method that is based on 5 steps. So we start from lattice structures that is loaded with an alternate cyclically variable force or load. And as first point, we propose to calculate an homogenization of the lattice structure by using, in this case, the assumption of constant strain energy in order to have fast and easy simulation of the entire lattice structure, and to be able to identify the most loaded cell of the structure. In this way, we can limit our considerations only to the most loaded cell of the structure, and reducing a lot of the computational time. After the identification of the most loaded cell, we can provide an inverse homogenization, again with a constant strain energy assumption, to rebuild the effective distribution of stress inside the cell, and to be able to identify the most loaded point of the most loaded cell, and to use this point to calculate the fatigue life, for instance, by using a traditional multi-axial fatigue method. So we used very simple samples for the characterization of the method with uniform and graded lattice. The material in this case is Inconel 625, produced with additive manufacturing process using a Renishaw machine. The other data of the sample are reported there. So as first step, we provide the homogenization of the structure by calculating the stiffness matrix associated to each element. And this is done very easily by using 6 static equations under the hypothesis of constant strain energy. And then we used these 6 equations to estimate the components of the stiffness matrix elements. So in this way, we are able to provide a very fast simulation in the static field of our sample. And in this case, the 2 components of the fatigue load, average and alternate components, are separated to and used to provide 2 single separated simulations. And so in this case, our sample is a cantilever beam. So we applied the experimental load on one end and the clamping on the other end. And we measured, in this case, the displacement under 100 Newton load. The next step is to calculate the distribution of the norm of the strain tensor across all the lattice structure and to identify the most critical cell of the structure. We can also use the value of the stress tensor, but only in a relative mode, let's say, between the different cells, because now we don't have the real stress distribution in absolute value because we are using homogenized elements. Then the next step is to provide the reverse homogenization to recalculate the stress distribution across the cell, but only considering the most critical cell of the entire lattice structure. Now we have again the real effective stress distribution, and we can use this distribution to calculate the most critical point of the most critical cell, that in this case is in the core of the cell. In this point, we can estimate the 6 components of the stress tensor. Again, by considering medium and average components of the fatigue load separately. Then at this point, we can use these components of the stress tensor to use a multi-axial fatigue method. We can use Crossland method or other well-known methods, and to use this equivalent medium and equivalent average stress for the fatigue life estimation with, for instance, Eiger or Goodman-Smith diagrams. Just to see what happens with our samples, here on the left, we have SN diagram where we reported some few experimental results of fatigue failures of graded and uniform lattices. Then applying this method only at the level of 100 Newton in this case. On the right side, we have the sensitivity analysis of the simulation corresponding to the most loaded point of the critical cell. And we estimated equivalent stress applied at that point. From the qualitative point of view, the method is able to predict a very, let's say, quite precisely the location of the expected failure of fatigue for the 2 different geometries. So the lifetime is almost the same because the most loaded cell is subjected roughly to the same load, but the location is different because in one case we have uniform, in the other case graded lattice sample, and so the position of the maximum strain value in this case is different and is predicted by the model. So to conclude, this is a method to estimate the fatigue life of lattice structures and to predict the localization of the cells that are the candidate for the fatigue failure. The method is able to estimate the fatigue loads with the approximation of separation of average and alternate components. The advantages are that the method is fast and computationally light. It's easy to be implemented because it's a sort of automatic algorithm, and it is independent to the lattice geometry, to the extension of the component, and to the complexity of the lattice geometry. The next step is to improve the experimental knowledge to validate more consistently this method. Thank you very much.